Chinese vessels ram Filipino boats near disputed reef, U.S. warships patrol hotly contested waters, fishermen fear for their lives as conflicts escalate. These are just a few headlines from the past year that have, really shaken the world's confidence in peace at sea. Out in the blue expanse of the South China Sea, dramatic scenes unfold almost daily. Coast Guard ships shadow each other. Fishermen and cargo crews work under the watchful eyes of rival navies. Even the air, well, it hums with surveillance drones and fighter jets. Tensions are not just words in newspapers, they're lived realities for millions. On a recent morning, Filipino fishermen watched in fear as a large Chinese vessel blocked their path near Second Thomas Shoal. Just weeks earlier, a Vietnamese cargo ship radioed for help as it was surrounded by foreign patrol boats. These are not isolated events. They signal a larger struggle playing out beneath the waves. The South China Sea is more than a faraway headline. It's a region where the world's economic lifelines meet. For those living along its coasts, every new flare-up endangers jobs, homes, and futures. The rest of the world, too, has a stake in what happens here, whether they realize it or not. As day breaks over the contested reefs and islands, the world waits and hopes. Will these waters remain open for all, or will rising tensions close off seas that connect nations, economies, and lives? The South China Sea may look like just another patch of ocean to the untrained eye, but look closer and you'll see the beating heart of global trade and energy security. Each year, more than $3 trillion worth of goods, everything from oil and liquefied natural gas to electronics and food, passes through these waters. Tankers and container ships crisscross invisible highways, linking Asia with Europe, the Middle East, and the Americas. Energy is the lifeblood of modern economies. The South China Sea is the main route for oil and gas shipments heading to booming cities in China, Japan, South Korea, and beyond. Disruptions here can mean higher prices at the gas pump in Los Angeles or empty shelves in Tokyo. The stakes are global, not just regional. Beyond what flows above the surface, treasures also lie below. The seabed is believed to hold vast reserves of oil and natural gas. For countries with growing energy needs, that means wealth, jobs, and the promise of a stable future. It's no wonder so many nations are eager to secure their claims. The eyes of the world are fixed on this sea. When ships can't move freely, the ripple effects travel far beyond Asia, touching factories, homes, and wallets everywhere. Imagine a world where the South China Sea is no longer a reliable passage for ships. Factories could halt production as parts run out. Supermarkets might see shortages of food, electronics, and everyday goods. Energy prices could spike, straining households and businesses from Manila to New York. That's the danger experts warn about if these waters become too dangerous or restricted. For people living along the coastlines, the stakes are even higher. In the Philippines, entire communities depend on fishing these waters. If we can't fish here, our families don't eat, says Lito Reyes, a third-generation fisherman from Palawan. But every day, the risks grow. New rules, patrols, and confrontations at sea threaten their way of life. It's not just about territory, Lito explains. It's about survival. Shipping companies lose money and time when they're forced to reroute. Insurance costs rise whenever conflict looms. And when energy flows are threatened, industries worldwide brace for shockwaves. Experts like Dr. Mei Lin, a security analyst in Singapore, warn that any disruption in these sea lanes could trigger a global crisis. The future of global trade and energy, and the everyday lives of millions, hangs in the balance. That's why what happens on these waves matters to everyone. Section 4. The players and the pressures, who's involved and why. The South China Sea is, well, a crowded stage. China claims nearly all of it, drawing a so-called 9-dash line that cuts deep into the exclusive zones of other countries. The Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan also claim parts of the sea. These overlapping claims honestly fuel disputes that have lasted for decades. China's rapid expansion in the region, including building artificial islands and military outposts, has really alarmed its neighbors. The Philippines has gone to international courts and won rulings, but still faces pressure at sea. Vietnam and Malaysia patrol their own waters, wary of encroachment. The United States, while not claiming territory, stands by its allies and insists on freedom of navigation for all. So, why does it matter so much? Control of these waters means control of trade and energy flows. It means security at home and leverage abroad. Each country sees the sea as vital to its economy, security, and identity. The result? Near constant tension, with the ever-present risk of miscalculation. The world watches closely, hoping leaders will choose cooperation over confrontation. But as resources grow scarcer and economies grow larger, the pressure only builds. Section 5. Alliance in action. the U.S.-Philippines defense commitment. Amid rising tensions, the United States and the Philippines have taken bold steps to strengthen their partnership. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, allows U.S. forces to rotate through Philippine bases, train together and pre-position equipment. This isn't just about military might, it's about sending a message. The sea must remain open and peaceful. On the ground, joint exercises have grown in scale and complexity. American and Filipino troops practice disaster relief, maritime patrols, and search and rescue missions. New defense sites have been opened in Luzon, Palawan, and other key areas. Local communities often see the benefits: improved infrastructure, jobs, and a sense of security. The U.S. Navy's regular freedom of navigation operations challenge excessive claims and demonstrate commitment to international law. Filipino Coast Guard and Navy ships now sail alongside their American counterparts, sharing technology and information. These actions build trust and show that no country stands alone. Defense cooperation is a shield, not a sword. It reassures allies, deters aggression, and keeps the sea open for all who depend on it. Section 6. Maps, routes, and real people. The human side of security. A simple map tells a complicated story. The South China Sea is crisscrossed with shipping lanes, each a lifeline to distant shores. Oil tankers head for Japanese refineries. Cargo ships bring smartphones from China to Europe. Fishing boats slip between giant vessels hoping for a good day's catch. Each path is a story of hope, risk, and hard work. For people like Maria Santos, a dock worker in Subic Bay, security is personal. When the sea is calm, we have jobs. When there's trouble, the ships stop coming. In Vietnam, families worry that an incident at sea could spark conflict on land. Small island communities fear being cut off if routes close. Their futures are tied to decisions made far away. Experts say that keeping these routes safe is a global responsibility. It's not just about navies and governments, says analyst Dr. Mei Lin. It's about families, workers, and the promise of a better life. Real people pay the price of instability, or reap the rewards of peace. Maps show lines and routes, but behind every line is a human story that deserves to be protected. Section 7. Looking forward. Partnerships for a peaceful, connected future. Despite the risks, there is hope. Strong alliances like the one between the U.S. and the Philippines show that nations can work together for the common good. These partnerships help keep the peace, protect energy supplies, and ensure that trade flows freely. They also provide a framework for dialogue, so differences can be managed without violence. The benefits go beyond military strength. Joint training and shared technology build trust. Local economies grow as infrastructure improves. Most importantly, communities feel safer knowing that powerful friends stand with them. The world needs these models of cooperation, now more than ever. Experts agree that the best way forward is not confrontation, but collaboration. By respecting international law, investing in diplomacy, and supporting each other, nations can secure a brighter future for all. The South China Sea doesn't have to be a battleground. It can be a bridge connecting people, ideas, and opportunities. The challenge is great, but so is the promise. If countries continue to stand together, the South China Sea can remain a safe, open highway for trade, energy, and peace. The world depends on it, and together, we can make it happen.